This is the minutes of the May 28th meeting.
Yeah, I reviewed them, make a motion to accept.
Second.
I'll second.
Give a second. I have a correction or an addition. I
Okay.
did try to get it added early enough. I thought we could. There was corrections to be made when you reviewed them. But there was a comment made in the investigative report, and I believe it should be added in there. That was by Supervising Special Investigator Hamill in response to Board Member Roderick, that every complaint that comes in is investigated. And I just think that, important to include that. I don't know if any other board members recall that, but for some reason, I jotted it down, it was 3 months ago, and I had it in my notes in quotation marks, so I must have thought it was important at the time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Beg your pardon?
She said, thank you.
I said,
Oh.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So any comments or that?
Make a motion to approve with that addition.
The second
Second.
discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, passed. Comments? Any comments, concerns from persons present today?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you and the board, Ernie Thigpen. He's an inspector, started as an inspector with the investigations in the occupational professional unit. And he just recently got promoted to supervising special investigator. And he and I are going to be splitting the duties.
So there's two of you.
Yes.
Now, quick question, Inspector Hamill. Was he one of your inspectors or?
Yes, sir.
He was. Okay, so did we lose an inspector now by creating a co-position?
We did, but we have a new inspector that came on board the same time that he got promoted. And we're getting another new inspector I believe he'll be joining us in September, the end of September.
So,
Congratulations, Ernie.
yeah, congratulations, Mr. Thigpen.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I can say my concern is I've been around at this a long time, and when I hear a promotion and I see an inspector come out of the field, I get concerned because we don't have enough inspectors, as you're probably aware.
I'll still remain in the field. Trust me.
Okay. All right. Well,
Good to know.
so with that, Inspector Hamill, so you said you added a new one? I'm trying to.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're going to hire another one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
From
Oh,
what
that's
I
good.
understand, from what I understand from Director Brown, this second inspector received a letter and he accepted the position, and he is going to start sometime in September, in the middle of September, if not at the end of September.
Okay. Now, the new inspector that you've added that is on the payroll or going to be?
Yes, sir.
For sure.
Yes. Oh, he started the 10th.
Is he a tradesperson?
Yes, they all have to be.
No, I know, but okay. All right. So which trade?
He's a plumber.
Okay. Do you ever look for sprinkler fitters?
We try. Nobody
Okay.
applies.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you for the good news. And I'm trying to jot down some notes. I saw the name there. It comes up with initials E.T. Ernest Thigpen. I was kind of wondering, it's kind of rude to say, hey, who are you? But I'm glad now we know. So thank you for that, those comments, Senior Inspector, or Supervising Super Special Investigator Hamel. Thank you. Any other comments? Okay. Moving along, DCP legal report.
Legal or investigation, sir?
I'm sorry, I wrote the investigation. I stand corrected.
And I will say this, Rochelle brought it to my attention this morning. In my haste, when I was doing 4 board reports for her, I inadvertently sent her
The
a copy
Glazier
of
report.
the Glazier report, which was incorrect. And this is the fire protection report.
Oh, okay, because I do have it in my notes here. The report was from the Glazier board and, or for the Glazier board.
Yes, and I do apologize. I was doing glaziers, fire protection, mobile homes, landscape architects and engineers all in the same day.
All right, so as I'm looking at it on my screen, it's a little, it's let me try and open the format here. If it gets a little, no, the names aren't coming up completely there. All I could see is, all right, now I can see it. Peterkin, Williams and Williams,
Mm-hmm,
and Jasunis. All right.
mm-hmm.
Uh,
So Rochelle, if you could scroll that down to the bottom so I can give, so we received 1 new complaint and 4 are closed, as you can see on this page. And there were forfeiture amounts paid that totaled $6,833.32.
all right, so
Why
I'm
would
not,
it, why would
not
it
to
be an
interrupt you.
odd number? Yes.
I'm not to interrupt you, but I don't have the report in front of me and I'm trying, it's bouncing around a little bit there. Who paid the fine and,
That would
I
be
have that same
from
question,
Williams.
Janita.
Excuse me, Mr. Roderick?
I have that same question, how they determined those odd numbers.
I will explain.
sales
This-
tax?
No. No.
I'm making
No.
light of the situation.
Oh, yes, no. This file and this assurance of voluntary compliance were processed during the time when I was out on my medical leave. And this is a payment plan. This contractor told the inspector that he couldn't pay the whole amount of what the assurance of voluntary compliance was. So the inspector, working with licensing services, put him on a payment plan so that he is making monthly payments on his assurance of voluntary compliance. And this is how the money was broken out. I will say that, and this is from discussions with your board and other boards, we're looking more towards doing reports. Because assurances of voluntary compliance are voluntary. They don't have to sign it. They don't have to pay it. The payment plan in all of this is very confusing to everybody. So we had a discussion amongst Director Brown, myself, Manager Mesner, and they don't pay it. It's a very simple process. You're writing a report and it's going to the individual boards. And the boards and it goes to legal, and then legal goes from there. And then hopefully eventually it gets to the board for a hearing. And not just for your board, but this is for all the boards.
All right, so I'm reading, Janita, the AVC was accepted, and it was for unlicensed employees performing occupational fire protection work. So we had unlicensed people, along with not having
Mm-hmm.
official contractor of record. Now, he holds an F1, but he's not the contractor of record. I mean,
Yes, sir. And again, this is, I can't talk for what happened when I was out on medical leave.
oh no, I'm not. Yeah,
No. It is exactly as you see it. They didn't have a full, they were unlicensed. The contractor of record was not full-time in the company. That is a fact. Matter of fact, I'm going back to 2024 now. If I remember correctly, this was part and parcel of a complaint that might have come in. And also, we did a joint site inspection with DOL on a massive job site down in Stamford.
all right, so I have two questions for you. What's the total AVC if he's made, I'm assuming he's made two payments so far, and it's not, and maybe I'm not reading.
Hang on, sir, if you give me a minute, because I
Sure.
have to get out of this screen. Rochelle, what's the file number?
Uh, 2024
Thank you.
160.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thought I lost the audio there. I just got off.
Yeah, no, sir. I
No.
had to leave that screen to get into. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let me come back here. All right, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
the total amount that I see that this was for $20,500, and that he made 7 payments. And the reason why these two are showing up now is because that file is closed and those 2 payments were made in May and June. That's why it's showing up now.
Okay. I have to say, and this is to the state or to the board or whatever, whoever, is John Mesner's probably the highest up there. $20,000 fine is not a failure to display a license number. And I can't believe this didn't go before the board for a hearing. That's my opinion. And I hope the rest of the board concurs with me.
Yes.
Hey, great.
No, Mr. Chairman,
Go
and
ahead.
again, I'm not disagreeing with you because Director Brown, Manager Mesner, and I have had a discussion and said that this is not going to happen because it's not happened just on this board, but on another couple boards. And again, this was from the time when I was out having surgery and then going for treatment.
Okay,
So we made a decision, and it's the AVC is voluntary. You either pay it or you don't. And in these situations, we're not looking for AVCs either. And that has been expressed to the inspectors during meetings, that reports going to legal for the board. The other reason that Inspector Thigpen was also promoted is because Director Brown has indicated that we are going to have a discussion with the state's attorney's office because they handle our criminal prosecution, our criminal affidavits for arrest warrant. And we are going to be looking to increase the arrest warrants in situations like this where someone's selling their license. So we are waiting to have a meeting with the supervising state's attorney's office on that. And Ernie has been doing the criminal files, and that will be being expanded.
okay, so let me interrupt you here. So now what I'm reading from your statement is this gentleman is not an employee of the company, but he sold his license to the company.
Yes, yes.
Even more so, it should have went to a hearing. I don't know. I'm tired of this plea bargaining. I don't know. I guess.
Mr.
Well, go ahead.
Chairman.
Yeah.
I can understand that, but you have to understand, this was set up and put in place.
Oh, I know. I know what the ABC was. It was to just cut corners. You know, let's make a deal. What's his name? Monty Hall. I don't know. I'm not, Janita. I know you for. I'm not faulting. I'm faulting the process, not what in the outcome. Like I say, I think. I talked to other board chairs. They have hearings. We haven't had a hearing, and I mean, there's members of this board that don't know what a hearing is. So anyway,
They probably looked at our record, Dave, and saw that the last time somebody did that, we revoked his license.
Well, I don't know. Ralph Miller was Judge Roy Bean. I mean, he's gone, but I mean, but I mean, we still want to adhere to the law. But all right, so this was Mr. Williams. So he's paid in full then, I assume you said, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, paid in full. I'm going to write that down. PIM. The other one, Pat. I don't have the luxury of reading off my sheet here. I remember there was another name, Patrick Jasunis.
Yes.
I think it was an F1. What's?
Yeah. There were no violations found. It was closed.
Oh, so that was no. Like I say, it was bouncing. Not defense. I know Rochelle's trying to show the thing there, but I thought I saw something there. Contractor license or something on the truck there. Where?
Yeah, no, it says it was. It is. He did have it. He has it, and there were no violations found in that. Then, if you go up to the top, to the first one, all right.
All right. What's that one?
This file with Mr. Peterkin Smith or Smith Peterkin, I think I'm saying it backwards.
Oh, yeah, okay, I don't see.
So
I'm trying
that.
to. Rochelle, could you go back to the name just so I could put that in my notes there? Dwayne Smith Peterkin. Okay.
Yes, sir. That was a report that was sent to legal to be presented to the board, and it was settled by legal with a settlement agreement in legal. And I don't have the particulars because you would need to talk to legal.
And you don't have a dollar amount.
No, sir. No, I don't.
Oh, I could give it to you. If you want.
Well, this is closed.
Yes,
Yep.
legal closed.
All right, so
And I
I'd like
have,
to,
and I have an
I'd like
issue
to hear
with this
from you,
one as
Wayne.
well. I have an issue with this one as well. Let me pull this one up. Hang on, I'm grabbing at it. So this settlement agreement, he did a payment plan. He had to pay settlement agreement was for $35,000 to settle this matter. He paid $10,000 on May 23rd. His first payment of $6,250 was made August 1st. $6,250 November 1st, $6,250 February 1st, and a fourth payment of $6,250 made on or before May 1st, 2026. It also says in here that he shouldn't violate any more issues during this time of the payment plan, and that's where I have an issue right now. Through my affiliation with the Foundation for Fair Contracting, I know a complaint was filed and been closed on March of 2026, and the violations occurred on 1/24, 2026. And the case was closed and an ABC was issued for $1,000 on this, while they violated the settlement agreement. So I don't understand how they got a settlement agreement for $35,000, but then an ABC for the same issue was filed for $1,000. I don't understand the process here.
When a file goes to legal and it's in their hands, we don't know what they're doing until they need us to come to a compliance meeting or they need us to come testify in front of a board. And if that information was not passed on to us, we don't have it and we don't know what's going on.
So I was told, first, I ended up with this information somehow. And I was told at previous meetings, when you guys issue an ABC, you check every avenue of what went on. We knew there was supposed to be a board hearing that they canceled because they came up with a settlement agreement. 3 different times we were going to be scheduled for a hearing. And don't take this as, personally. I'm just saying, like Dave said, it's about the system in place. Too many people are getting away, breaking and violating the law, while other contractors that are trying to do business right can't do business because they're getting underbid and undercut because everybody else is getting a slap on the wrist.
Well, Wayne, all I can, I'm frustrated and disappointed, not probably as much as you, but I mean, because you had knowledge of this, but there's an MOU meeting coming up with the commissioner, and I'm going to express the Fire Protections Board. I hope I speak for the entire board that these let's make a deal type of things got to stop, especially when we hear, oh, you guys are going to have a hearing. You guys are going to have, I mean, I can remember Kaduna go back, I mean, I remember one, I don't know, Tony, I don't remember years ago, I think it might have been when we met over on 160, over the old building there. And he says, oh, I got one case coming up and it was over Crystal Mall. And he says, it's criminal. Nothing ever materialized. These things get, I hate to say, get swept under the rug, but these things are, again, they should be reviewed. And I mean, I go back, if you remember that one stipulation, back when we used to call them stipulation agreements, not AVCs. Remember, right. Tony, was for 50,000.
Yeah.
And I said, who'd the guy kill? Beg your pardon?
We used to meet at 165 Capitol Ave.
Yeah. And I said, who'd the guy kill? He's going to stip for $50,000. Come on. you know, but anyhow,
I think John had his hand up, I saw.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking down at my notes here. Go ahead, John.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I don't
just
have
wanna-
you on my screen here.
I just want to go over the process quickly, just to clarify for the full board. So when a complaint is assigned to the investigations division, it's reviewed by the supervisor and then assigned to an investigator. The investigator should be doing the full background on that case. The assurance of voluntary compliance is utilized as a means of resolution, and typically it's going to be a first-time offender or a minor offense, as we saw in the report today with like a failing to display. Education, outreach, unfortunately, outreach comes at a cost. And the ABC, the assurance of voluntary compliance, which again is not an admission of guilt or wrongdoing, just that there was a violation of occupational law, is utilized to resolve the matter. If the same company, for example, let's say had another failing to display, as minor as that should be, that ABC, depending on the time, can be reissued. But the reality is it should be a report being sent from the investigator to the supervisor and from the supervisor to legal. Once that is received in legal can attempt to have a hearing on such. Ultimately, they're looking at it and prosecuting based upon the evidence that's put together by the investigator to be able to substantiate the violations. So sometimes it's for the full amount of which the ABC is as a means of resolution at a legal hearing, and or it could be a lesser amount if the evidence wasn't there to back it up when they're prosecuting that. It's only when at a hearing that hearing attempt has failed, whether the respondent chooses not to show up, disagrees with DCP Legal's findings, that report would then go before the board. And then just to further clarify, like when you were bringing up Inspector Cordona, like Mr. Thigpen, on the criminal side, criminal has a statute of limitations. It's 1 year. But those are matters that, again, they could end up at the board, depending on what it is. But ultimately, those individuals are being pursued through the judicial system, through an affidavit for arrest warrant, and prosecuted criminally. So it is something that could eventually come back, depending on what it is. But essentially, when it's going in a different direction, it looks to go, the criminal action is the means of resolution at the end of the day if the individual is penalized that way. But again,
John,
regardless of what it is, it's going to show up on the inspection, the investigative report, so that, like in this forum here, the board could ask questions on those. But I just want to clarify the different avenues there for the board.
and John, it's all well and good, but when we're like mushrooms, we're kept in the dark. I won't finish the rest of the statement, but anyway, we don't know who this guy, what he was talking about umpteen years ago, whether the case ever materialized. All we know is a statement was made that this was coming down the road. He did cite the specific job. It was Crystal Mall, which is now Electric Boat, but I mean, that's how many years ago it was. But we don't know whatever transpired, whether legal went after this individual, what it involved. And when I get alarmed, when the inspector tells me it's criminal, there's something that was done unlawfully. So
But
that's all. I mean, like I say, what?
If it's a case that comes in and it's closed here, it's going to show on this report, which is, again, the board's opportunity to get a resolution, to a means of what the resolution was, excuse me.
Oh, Wayne just mentioned there's another case. So there's Peterson there and Smith Peterson. I don't see it here. ABC.
Janita, do we have
It
an
was
answer for
closed
that
on
one?
June 16th.
I would ask the supervising special investigator, Miss Hamill, to answer that one. That I don't have an answer for.
Wayne, what's the file number, sir?
It is 2026-155.
Say that one back again, Wayne, that case number?
2026, 155.
Is there a dash in there or?
Yeah, dash
Yes.
155.
Yeah, yeah. You said it was closed in June?
Yeah, June 16th. So I don't know why it's not showing up on the report. Because it should have shown up, but it's not. It didn't. So I don't know why.
Okay.
Well, and here's another question too, not like just in general while we're openly speaking about this. In this closure letter, it said, although we have closed your complaint, the department is required by law to maintain a record of this complaint regardless of its outcome, and it becomes part of the license record. Should subsequent complaints against this licensee emerge that indicate a pattern of violation, your complaint will again be reviewed for appropriate action. I came on as an organizer for the local in 2017, and I've made multiple complaints since then, many complaints. So obviously someone didn't look back into the records to see the pattern that's here. And then I'm bringing up about the settlement agreement and this, that started off, the settlement agreement originally started with a complaint. So nobody went and looked at it. And that's the issue I have. It's like, what are we doing here? I bet you if you go to the same job with the complaint, the same guy that he paid the ABCs for is still sitting there working. And he's not licensed or a registered apprentice.
Well. I don't know. All I can say is there's things falling through the cracks and
Yeah.
I mean,
Mr. Chair, to your point, I would encourage, let's have this conversation at the upcoming chair meeting.
it's gonna happen,
And
John.
yeah, this way here, Paul's on to explain the legal side. And we could also hear if anybody else is experiencing the same and or has any questions. It's always good for the clarity and the update for all the board chairs.
What's the case? Just so I know, because I'm trying to make some notes. For the original AVC of 35,000, what was the case number or file number, whatever you want to call it?
Hang on, please.
Well, Miss Rochelle might have it there, but maybe not. I don't know.
For the Williams ones earlier,
No,
that was
Peterkin.
2024 160 is the case number.
What is it again?
2024-160.
That's Smith.
Those were
Peterkin.
that was the one from the report from today.
No,
Smith
the old one with the settlement agreement, Dave, is 2021-51.
Wait a minute, 2021?
Yep, -51. So
That
that
was
was
for
the original complaint.
That was for the $35,000 one?
Yep, that's that settlement agreement.
And then what was the next one? I mean, the other one was 2026 155.
Yep.
Is there anything in between?
Well, I don't have records of that.
Oh, okay. No.
I'd
Okay.
have to dig through all my files. These are just two that stuck out.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Anything further in the investigative report?
No, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for the report.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The taxpayers of the state of Connecticut, thank you for the income provided. All right, legal. DCP legal.
So, Mr.
Yeah.
Chair, is we don't have anybody here from legal at the moment, but I'll make a comment on their behalf that we had and you have met, and I believe the board has met Attorney James Rocco previously.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we're losing Mr. Rocco. He's leaving the agency mid next month. He was our dedicated attorney handling the occupational cases. So it does not mean it's falling aside. He was overseen by a legal director, Paul Grabowski, who you two have met previously. And Paul, along with his group, will still be handling the occupational cases until such time that we have a replacement for Mr. Rocco.
Where did Rocco go?
That I'm unsure at the moment. He's leaving state service. That I
Oh,
do
he's
know
going.
leaving state service.
I
Yeah,
didn't know if some other branch paid more than DCP. Or
there's a lot that pay more than DCP, but he is leaving state service.
well, you just got a raise reporting for legal, so you got your juris
Yeah.
doctor.
Yes, I'll put in for that
Well,
reimbursement.
believe me,
Just don't hold your breath waiting for the check.
my few dealings with Mr. Rocco, Counselor Attorney Rocco, were all positive. I'm sorry to see him go.
No, he was absolutely awesome, and he's a loss to the agency. Let's just put it that way. He was
Yes.
very good. So
Yes, thank you. All right, nothing further. All right, turn in your robes, John. Old business, backflow. I'd like to see that remain again till we have something. We get some movement on that. New business. We have a review of Scott Cordis F4 application. Rochelle, is Mr. Cordis
Yes,
I am.
think
I'm right
he's
here.
on.
beg your pardon?
I'm here. I just got to pull over on the side of the road.
Oh, okay.
Driving to an emergency call.
Oh,
Okay, I'm good.
all right. So he is here. Thank you.
Yep.
The review of your application, you applied for an F4
Yes, sir.
and there was a vote of denial from the the application review working group.
Mhm.
And I'm reading from here, due to lack of proof of equivalent out-of-state license, lack of proof of equivalent experience and training. So give you an opportunity to, if you understand, just telling you in person, the licenses you provided, this is why it's the reason for denial.
Yep.
Do not cover the same scope of work as the license Connecticut issues. You show no experience in low, medium, or high expansion foam, halon, foam water, wet chemical, clean agent, all,
Well,
those,
I don't show experience in all that.
we didn't see any training or documentation,
Okay. I mean, yeah, I've been
or
doing
work,
this since.
or let me say that, or a notarized letter from your employer stating dates and duties pertaining to
Well,
that.
there should be two notarized letters from both my employees about that I sent.
Yes, but they have to cover the broad scope of work
Okay.
for the F4 in Connecticut.
Okay. So, okay, I'm just confused because I guess I'll just have to have them rewrite that a little differently. I mean, I've been doing this since 2000. I've done thousands of installs on Halon, FM200, kitchens, gas stations. I've done it all. Those are the documentations I could get from my previous employer that I was with for 20 plus years. I don't think that was all the documentation I could find. So I got a letter from them that put some things in writing, but is it something that just needs to be worded differently, or?
I don't have the letters in front of me, notarized.
You don't? Okay.
Notarized statement is an attest, they're attesting to the fact that this is a true statement, that you have
Right.
so many, you've got the required amount of,
Correct.
years of experience and work in that various fields. Like I say, I sat on that application review working group. I'm making the rest of the board aware of what was in there. There was no, you didn't provide any information for those categories that I just stated.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess
Your license covers, let's see, recharging, repairing, let's see, pre-engineered and engineered fire suppression systems, recharging, repairing, and testing of cylinders. That's pretty much it. So like the license, you have what, Mass and Rhode Island license, I believe.
correct. Yep. Yep. And I've held the Mass license since 2000. In all, again, wet chemical, dry chemical, clean agent, 46 and 47. I sent a letter from the State Fire Marshal's office stating that,
Well, you're here, so I can only surmise from based on the information provided to the application work group that John Mesner also sits on.
Yep.
That you're the recharging and repairing of pre-engineered and engineered fixed suppression systems, which I would
and
I would determine to be gas stations and restaurant, hood systems.
Correct.
That type,
Correct. Yep.
But there's far more vast,
well, the engineered systems are CO2, FM200, clean agent.
right, but
Yeah.
but also a lot of it looked like the recharging and repairing of cylinders in the shop, whatever fire extinguishers. So anyway, so you got the floor, you get
Okay.
prove to us that you got the experience in those other categories that we saw no.
Okay.
No, I mean,
I just don't know how to. I don't know how to prove. Like I don't know how to prove that. I guess.
well, you
other
have
than
all right. Let
send
me.
the letters.
Do you have a copy of the requirements from the state of Connecticut? Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I thought I sent that documentation over that
I mean,
showed everything that I needed. So
There was a list of stuff, Dave, that was sent over. I reviewed some of it. Was there anything additional that was added, or was that all from the original? Well, Rochelle sent out a bunch of, there was some notarized letters and a ton of.
yeah, but
certificates.
I saw
mean,
nothing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
was
Scott.
saying my training. I worked with Kidda and Ansel, and I did all those trainings over the last 20 years. The documentation, the certificates that I got from those were just a handful. Unfortunately, were just a handful of what I could get from my old employer, because they didn't keep very good records, unfortunately. So that's all the documentation that I could gather up is what I sent in. But I mean, I was at the former company, I was head of installations on all forms. The only thing I didn't do a lot of work on was foam systems, but everything else that as for suppression, I've done extensively.
Hey, Scott, and you're applying under the like a reciprocal type, because you're licensed. What those licenses in those other states cover, do not come up to the standards of the
Standards
state of
of
Connecticut. What I'm saying, there's several. I mean, I got the list in front of me. I'm not going to go down it again, but
No, I understand.
But anyway, That's what we're
I get-
looking for, because when
Okay.
you get issued, if we allow you to sit for the test and you pass the
Yep.
test,
Yep.
we're saying you're qualified, competent in all those fields, not just
Mhm. Right.
recharging fire extinguishers and doing hoods in
Right.
gas stations. So
Okay.
there's
All right.
that's
Yeah,
the
I
reason
get
you're
it.
denial.
Okay, that I understand. Because there's a couple guys in our company that has gotten the license. They've gone in front of your board, and I've talked to them about what they gave for information, and it wasn't. I guess that's my confusion, because their information that they gave was very similar to mine, and less experience. So that, I guess that's why I was just a little like not
I don't know.
understanding why it wasn't being accepted. But that's I get it. I understand. So
I don't know who you're talking about, but I mean, if somebody sends a notarized letter,
Mhm.
their employer sends a notarized letter,
Right.
we have to take it for,
right,
for what it's,
of course, right.
it's a sworn statement. So,
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
we're not, that's why I'd have an investigative department, but we,
Yep.
I mean, if somebody said they were, 18 years of age and they've got 10 years experience, that,
Yeah, that doesn't make
we would
sense.
turn
Yeah.
that over to investigate, or there's something,
Right.
not
Yep.
correct. So,
Mr. Chair, can I jump in for 1 second?
say again,
Can I jump in for 1 second?
you could jump in for 10 seconds.
You're the best. All right. Scott, we don't review applications based upon what other people submit.
Yep.
When you submit an application, to the chairperson's point, it's on you to look at what the scope of the F4 license is and then
Right.
demonstrate your experience to what a Connecticut apprentice would have to achieve through the work experience on the on-the-job training.
Okay.
That is your then equivalency, right?
Okay.
And to the chairperson's point, based upon the documentation that you submitted, not others, that you submitted, it did not encompass the full scope of the F4 work. So
Okay.
the advice that the department will give, not the board, because there is a difference there. The
Okay.
advice the department will give is go back and look at the on-the-job training as specified within the F4 apprenticeship and
Yep.
see if your training and experience can align to such.
Okay.
Additionally, there is no board-approved curriculum
Right.
for the F4 related instruction, but there is 432 hours of minimum experience, and that's what gets weighed out in the equivalency review at the
Okay.
application review working group. So then it's on you as the applicant to submit related instruction equal to or greater than the required training, covering the competencies of the on-the-job training. So again, you can't have fire extinguisher refilling only for 432 hours because number one, we don't
Right.
regulate such, and
No,
number
no, I
two, it's not
understand
a
that.
competency, right?
Right. Right.
So if you can put those two together, and again, your
Okay.
application, depending on, again, there's a difference between the department and the board.
Yep.
If the board wants to table this, given the education that you're getting today,
Yep.
you could then work on getting that information over to Karen Lehman.
Okay.
Adding that to your application and then appearing at a future board meeting.
Okay.
If the board chose to table your application.
Mhm.
So your application is valid for 1 year from the date of submittal.
Okay.
So again, if you feel that you have the full scope of the F4 license, this shouldn't be a deterrent to you. This
Right.
is now your opportunity to go back, get the additional information, add
Okay.
that to your application, and then appear at an upcoming board meeting. Because again, your application has been, there's processes at the department, has
Right.
been reviewed already by the State Application Review Working Group, and has been a recommendation for denial. It's not that you're denied.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
no,
just
I get
that
it.
you don't meet the equivalency for us to approve you at that level. That's where the board comes in. The
Okay.
board is subject matter experts, and again, based upon the information that you then provide,
Yeah.
the board could come back at a future date and then look at that. So,
Okay. All right.
sorry,
I'll
Mr.
all
Chair,
right,
more
I'll-
than 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'll review what I sent in and I'll see if I can clarify some of it and see what I can do. That's fine.
Sounds good.
If you give me that chance, that's fine.
So John, as it's on the agenda, so somebody's either got to vote to continue the denial or vote to table.
If you wanted my recommendation, if the applicant feels that he could get the additional documentation, that he feels that he has that equivalency,
Mhm.
I would ask that the board vote to table it so that the application, if the board denies it, he would have to resubmit, because then it would be board denied. If the
Well, then he
board
would go
votes
to
to
legal.
table it,
He could go to the next step after that would be the court system, correct?
he would have to go to take it to court, correct?
Yeah.
But if the board votes to table it, that will give the applicant the opportunity to get the additional documentation to again bring it forward in a future board meeting.
So Scott, do you feel you could provide the information that you meet the criteria?
I feel like I can. Let me
Okay.
let me review what I've sent and go back through because it's been a process. So
We'll
yeah,
take
let
you
me
for
see what
your-
I can do. But
We'll take you for
Okay.
your word then. So, you know,
I'll make
somebody,
a motion if you're ready.
go ahead, waiting, Tony.
I'll second it.
I make a motion that we table Scott's application for further evaluation and information that he may hopefully provide.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Tony's making a motion to
I can
table. Is there a
second
second?
Second.
second it.
Yeah, many seconds, so.
okay, well, thank you. I appreciate it, and I'll.
Well, no,
yeah, I'll see.
we didn't vote yet, so.
Oh, damn it.
Hang on,
Oh, all
hang
Ah.
on. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, it's tabled.
Can I thank you now?
Huh? Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay.
Well,
right, thank you.
it's tabled, that's all. You're still.
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
still
yeah.
in
No,
the-
I get it. I
You're
get
still in the hunt, so
Yeah.
let's put it
Yeah.
that way, but it's.
All right,
you know.
it. Yeah,
All right.
I will review the scope of work and see what I can. I will put together some, hopefully, good enough documentation for you. So.
Okay,
That'd be great. Employer
Okay.
letters notarized, submitted back to, please submit it to Karen Lehman.
Yep,
She's our
yep.
application specialist. And again, then Rochelle, do you happen to know when the next board meeting is scheduled for?
our board,
December 3rd.
third.
December
They'll
3rd?
be in person.
Okay, so if you could get the information before December 2nd, that's
Sure.
ideal, so that the board could actually hear your application before
Okay.
it expires. I don't know, do you recall when you applied? I don't have your information in front of me.
It was a few months ago. I applied a few years ago, and then I scrapped it. I had too much going on, so I think I applied 3 months ago, maybe. I think.
All
Yeah,
right, so it's-
2026,
What was that, Rochelle? Sorry.
May 18th.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, so you have till May 18th of 2027 is that when the application expires. So if you can get the information for the December board meeting, gives you a few months to work on that. It'd be
Okay.
great. Then the board could actually hear your equivalency review.
Okay. All right, I will do my best for that, and yeah, I'll email Carolyn all the information and go from there.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.
I'm just writing it down, December 3rd, 2026. Okay, moving right along, correspondence. Nobody ever writes to us, right? Right, Rochelle?
Unfortunately not, so no, nothing for me.
Actually,
Comments?
Mr. Chair, under that comment, I'm going to actually bring something up I received the other day.
Uh-oh.
I did receive an email specific to what we just met with this other applicant. It's a company that's in Connecticut, and I believe that their individuals are going through the apprenticeship. The
Are
Department
or
of
are
Labor,
not? I didn't catch
they
that.
are. They are.
Okay,
And again, I don't want to mention the company's name because again, they are trying to do the right thing, but they had reached out wanting to know what is the approved curriculum for the F4. And my response was, we don't have an approved curriculum for the F4, that it's weighed upon equivalency based upon the competencies. And I provided them with the work schedule to show the competencies of the F4. Additionally, I reached out to the Department of Labor to see what they're accepting, which was been previous practice, which the F2 is the completion of the AFSA 4-book program. The Department of Labor for the F4 apprentices that are enrolled as registered apprentices for Connecticut accept the completion of the first and second book completion. So 2 of the 4.
okay.
So my question to you would be, just so that I could have something to put on the website for that, would the board agree with, that's what the Department of Labor is doing, but again, I don't have anything in the minutes to show when that was reviewed by the board. But until such time that we have a bona fide program, and I'm going to divert back to, Pete was very good to find somebody a few months ago and forward me the information. I was never able to connect with them that had something similar to the F4 program. But just so that we have something that we could put on there, are we able to say that the AFSA Book 1 and Book 2 program is equivalent to the F4 education?
Well, I'd have to say, John, without reviewing what book, book 1 and book 2 covers, I personally can't agree to that, and I don't know if anybody else from the board can.
Not without looking at it.
Right. it's-
I would
it's
want
like-
to, I would want to read those books and get
Yeah, me
familiar
too.
with them first, to be honest.
But I could
mean,
tell
if we
you
can
that
get our
it's-
hands on them and read them.
I can tell you that I've had conversations with AFSA previously to try to carve this out to deal with this, the issue that we don't have a curriculum for this particular program. And the AFSA program does not cover all of the competencies. It's more for wet and dry systems for like an F2. It doesn't dive into the, and again, I'm going off from memory here, but it doesn't dive into all the chem and the gas station, etc. that the F4 encompasses. So, but again, that is from what I'm being told, the Department of Labor, that's what was previously approved and it's what they're accepting. So, I don't want to throw their program off because again, we have registered apprentices that are moving through the program under that advice from the Department of Labor. But I do need to get something. So again, I guess I'll put it back on the board if we could work together to try to get a program for the F4, specifically for the education. That is definitely something that, again, it was just recently asked, but it's been something we have discussed at the board level previously. What's up, Kev?
Hey, John, I have a quick question. If an employer in the state of Connecticut gives us a signed sworn statement that they're having unregistered, unlicensed people doing work, is that a violation?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. And just see that when we meet with the application review working group that myself and Dave and the director of labor sit on, when we get those applications where they're attesting to such through notarized letters, we usually take the enforcement action at that point with those.
Thanks.
So I'd have to say, I don't know if you want a motion, John, but without reviewing
No.
The literature.
No motion.
I can't, but I do know, and I'd have to look back somewhere. I probably have it, whatever. Can't believe it got lost, but there was a schedule of values pertaining to the F4 license through the Department of Labor, as far as OJT.
Oh, no, there is. It's
Okay,
on
there
there.
you go. All right.
And that's usually when people ask what it is that they need to substantiate equivalency to for the education, that's usually what I share is they need to supply typically manufacturers certificates showing that they have met those competencies to equate to the hours through certificates of completion. That's what I tell people to bring back for our application review working group meetings. But I don't have I've been unable to find, and again, I gotta reach back out that this is coming up with Peter's contact there. But we I think need something that is clearly defined as a program, and then get that back over to the Department of Labor if book 1 and 2 are not going to be accepted. But yeah, no, if you don't recall book 1 and 2 ever coming before the board, no motion will be needed today.
No,
So
and if you could, that schedule of values for the the Department of Labor, could you forward that to the board members so they, I mean, mine goes back. I mean, I'd have to look, but I mean, memory serves me correctly. It's back again. It was back at 160 Capitol Avenue there when we used to meet over there. Because I remember when it first was presented to us that Tony would probably be the only one to remember it, but an applicant came in that had completed an apprenticeship through the Department of Labor. And I remember Bob Hollis making a statement. He says, well, lo and behold, he says, and from this moment on, I'm drawing a line in the sand. We will only accept the applications that show the gold, the old gold seal, that we don't see that anymore either. But it was the time being for years. It was if somebody produced Kitty and Fenwell and whatever clean agent certificates that they attended a 2-day class here or a 6-hour seminar there, that was deemed to be the related instruction until we found out that there was an actual program that
Yep.
based on a notarized letter, based on the number of certificates they provided, the board would approve. But then from that moment, I'd have to, I don't remember when that was. I may have that somewhere, but like I say,
No, you
Tony-
are correct. There is an apprenticeship. Department of Labor does still offer it. I just put the OJT into the chat if anybody want to look at it now, but I will have Rochelle send it out through the board email. But no, there is an apprenticeship, and there is many people that are enrolled, properly registered, that are getting signed off and going through that process. It's only for the individuals that are typically coming in out of state that bring this up. This is the first time that I had an in-state question with somebody that was actually going through the program raise the question. So I just figured it just came in the other day, so I figured I'd bring it up today under correspondence.
I appreciate that. It's, but that was in regards to the F4, correct, John?
Specifically the F4, yeah. And specifically just the related instruction, not the OJT.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. So we do have correspondence indirectly. Comments and concerns? Any comments, concerns, board members present?
Good to see Kevin Griffith on board.
Howdy.
Hi, Kev.
How you doing?
Oh, Kevin Grit, when did he jump in? I didn't see him.
9 o'clock.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Tony just brought it up.
No, I've been here since the beginning.
I believe you, Kevin. All right. So we had I don't know, wow. We had a full board this time, right? I think.
Dave, just a reminder, I go back to the George DeVink days at 165 Capitol.
Oh, George,
That-
God rest his soul.
Yeah, but
That's when I was on the board.
I think I went on in 1997.
97, Tony, you and I.
Yeah.
It was early 2000s, I think, when I got put on the board.
Trying to think who we went, well, Jack Jensen was a contractor member.
Yeah.
Yep, Jack. Yeah.
And Bob Hollis was on.
Hollis, yeah.
God rest his soul.
George DeVink.
George DeVink.
Yeah, but I'm trying, contractor members, I'm trying to think of,
I was an apprentice for George back in the day.
Wow. Was Roger Brake ever on the board?
no, our board replaced him.
Hmm.
Roger Brake and, trying to think who the other contractor member was. Kopchak from Fairfield County.
Yes.
Yeah, and then when we came on, it was, Jansen?
Jack Jensen.
Jack Jansen.
Yep. George, well, no, Bob Hollis.
Ralph Miller was state fire
Ralph was with the
marshal.
state.
Yeah.
he the
Tony
state
was
marshal.
Tony was the local marshal. Hollis, myself, DeVink. We had a few there that we they kept that lady there. She was
Oh, yeah, she was working in the
she
office.
worked for a fire protection company, but she was a
Yes.
public member. That's-
I remember her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
the good old days.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Back
I worked for
like
you before, Kevin,
You did?
up at a rack job in Windsor you had. I think it was Windsor.
Ah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
You must have made a lasting impression, Wayne.
We actually had a
No.
good crew out there with Beam.
I had some.
crews.
I had crews that took care of business. I didn't need to get involved with the job.
Wait, you didn't tell anybody you worked for me either.
Well, I felt like I never could get away from you. I was always. I thought we were related.
Yeah. So, all right. Well,
Moving on.
moving on to adjournment, I guess. The motion for adjournment.
So
I'll
made.
make that.
Second.
A second.
I'll
yeah.
second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned 10:05. Thank
See
you,
you
everybody.
guys.
Enjoy the rest.
See you
of the
guys.
summer,
Thank you.
as short as it may
Have a
be.
Thank
great
you.
day.
Have a good
Yep.
day.
Have a great summer.
All
Hey,
right, stay
take
well.
care. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.